What up, Dokkanners? Welcome back to Tsunami for another video on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. In today's video, we will be venturing into the unknown and pondering the question, when is part 2? I don't know. But I do have 3 different theoretical dates as far as when the part 2 festivities could kick off. So for today's video, we will be discussing those 3 dates and the theories behind them, and then I will give you my thoughts as far as which date I feel is the most plausible of the 3. I could be totally wrong in every sense of the word, but I still think this is a fun video to do because everyone's always asking, everyone's always giving their 2 cents on the matter, so I figured I'd give my own as well. Now, if you guys agree or disagree, feel free to let me know in the comments. This is all conjecture, this is all speculation, and when I'm going over the different theories, I am not making a position on them. I'm simply just reciting the theories and what the possible thought process would be behind those dates. I will tell you how I feel at the end. So with that said, let's take a look at the Dokkan Wiki. If we are to look to the future, we got to first look to the past. So let's take a look at the Worldwide Download Celebration. Looking at the start of Part 1 of the Worldwide Download Celebration last year, Part 1 right here, 27th of August, 2100 PST. That is when the movie started playing for the Part 1 of the celebration. If we jump to Part 2, the movie starts playing on the 14th of September, same time. So from the August 27th start date until the 14th of September end date, that is 18 days apart. 18 days, trust me. Trust me on this. I Googled it, it is absolute. If you don't believe me that it's 18 days apart, stop it. Use some help. But trust me, it is, all right? So that is the gap between Part 1 and Part 2 from last year. Given that this year's start date was the 25th of August, if we do a wee bit of math, and we want to preserve the 18-day gap, the theoretical start date for Part 2 would be the 12th, 2 days sooner than last year. So that is the first of the 3 theories that I will be presenting today. The Part 2 banner could theoretically start on the 12th of September to maintain that same 18-day window. Pretty nice round number, you know, even number, pretty cool. So that is one idea. However, there are some other ideas in the game itself that actually lead to an even sooner Part 2 date. So let's check that out right now. If we jump over to the growth section of the events page, and we take a look at this event right here, Courage to the Max, Warriors Gather Before the Kai. We look at the event period. Oh, starts on the 25th of August. Oh, it ends on the 8th of September. Hello. That is much sooner than the 12th of September, isn't it? The 8th of September. That does not seem right, especially if you take a look at last year's meat thingy. That's the worst phrase I could have said. The meat thingy. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, introducing the meat thingy. This was the stamina farming, or not stamina farming, it was like the stamina refreshing event that you could do every single day. It was called Full of Stamina, Saiyan Glutton. So this is just the same thing as the Kai with a different premise. This one was, you know, all about the Saiyans and all that. Here you could farm out your stamina by getting those meats. This went on from the start of the Part 1 celebration in Worldwide Download, but it ended at the start of Part 2. So what's interesting here is that this goes for the full 18-day window. However, if we check the game, this does not go 18 days. This goes 12 days. Interesting. Oh, that's very curious. And what's even more interesting about this is that there's another event in the game that kind of corroborates that date. So if we check out the Extreme Z area for the Ginyu Force Saga, as you guys should know by now, we have been given only 2 EZAs out of all the members of the Ginyu Force, which naturally means more members will be getting EZAs incrementally throughout the celebration. We need to get Jaice, Berta, and Ginyu, and then Ginyu Goku, and then maybe, if we're lucky, the Battlefield LR Ginyu Force as well. With that said, we need to be getting a couple more EZAs, and if we check out the excerpt right here, stages related to the other Ginyu Force members will be added sequentially. Don't miss out on the stages that will be added on the 8th and on the 22nd. Sorry. The 8th and the 22nd. So that means we might not only know the start date for Part 2, but we might also be given a little sneak preview at Part 3. The 22nd of September, maybe? I don't know. So that is why September 8th is now starting to look a lot more likely. And the reason why a lot of you are probably planning for this one is because it's much closer than the 12th. So that is the second of the 3 dates that I wanted to discuss. The third one is admittedly more of a stretch. It is definitely more of a stretch. So now let's check out the campaign. Scroll down to the stone sales. If we take a look at the stone sales, I guess this theory could actually be broken up into 2 different dates. So the 25th of August is when these stone sales started, and the 15th of September is when it's going to be ending. Now, I know what you're thinking. Stone sales refer to the banners. It's not really directly tied to the celebrations, it's more to the banners, but we can kind of extrapolate a campaign start date from these dates as well. 32 stones, 50% off 3 times. 93 stones at the price of 63, 9 times. So for those of you who spend money, keep in mind that this is going to be ending on the 15th of September. Also, take a look at the Elder Kais right about here. August 25th is the start date for the Elder Kai's banner. This is the stupidest thing. It's funny and stupid. August 25th, 2230 is when this starts. The 15th of September, 2229 is when it ends. But then it starts up a minute later. Now, while that looks absurd, it does give a major hint, because these Kai banners typically drop alongside other notable banners. Could this be dropping at the same time as a Part 2 banner, perhaps? Maybe that's why they have to refresh this so that it is in sync with the Part 2 banner. Now, with that in mind, we're going to jump back to the Dokkan Wiki and take a look at the Part 2 festivities for worldwide download last year. Last year, the festivities kicked off on Part 2 on the 14th of September. If we take a look at the crown jewel for Part 2 last year, Angel Vegeta, he was released on the 16th of September on Global and JP. That's 2 days. So a couple days after the start of Part 2, we got the banner. So now if we go back, that could either mean that maybe we're going to be getting the banner on the 15th, which could potentially mean the 13th for a start date. Or if you want to factor in time zone differences, this could all just be an overblown way of saying that the 12th is looking more like the start of the Part 2. Or you could even say that, I don't know, you could even argue, again, theory, it's a bit of a stretch, you could even say that the 15th could be the start date of the Part 2 celebration. So, little food for thought there. 3 different dates, or I guess 4, technically, as far as when Part 2 is going to be starting. I know all of you are hoping for the soonest possible date, because most of you are done summoning, most of you are done with the events, and you just want to keep going with more good stuff, more EZAs, more content. This is the best celebration in Dokkan history. So with that said, which date do I feel we are going to be getting for the Part 2 festivities? I feel it's going to be, drum roll please, this one. We got 9/8, we got 9/12, we got 9/15. I think it's going to be the 8th of September. It's 4 days sooner, aka 14 days away. Because the 12th is 18 days. Okay, hang on. Let me make sure I express this properly. From the 27th of September, or August, until the 14th of September, that was 18 days from last year. We established that the 18-day gap would be the 25th until the 12th this year. So, if we were to move back the 12th start date by 4 days, that would mean we'd have to subtract 4 from this, making this 14 days, aka 2 weeks. And this seems more like a rounder number or a more ominous value than 18 days. 18 days is literally 2 weeks and 4 days. It's kind of random, right? So if we were to make it 2 weeks instead of making it 2 weeks and change, that seems like a nicer way to kickstart the second part of the worldwide download celebration. So I feel it's going to end up being the 8th, but I could be wrong. We could find out in a day or two that it's completely off base and it's going to be something else entirely. But those are the theories, those are my thoughts, and that is what I think is going to be happening for Part 2. By the way, it's got to be Zenkai Vegeta. How can they do that movie? How can they give us that movie with these funny faces and start off with the Vegeta and not have it be Vegeta? It's got to be Vegeta. And I'm telling you, it's going to be Vegeta. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like down below and let me know in the comments your thoughts on my takes. They're not too crazy, I know. A lot of people are probably thinking that. But let me know what you think about those ideas. Which ones do you agree with more? Which ones seem ridiculous? Is there anything that I missed? Is there anything that I got completely wrong? Let me know in the comments down below. And of course, be civil. Also, be sure to subscribe for more dope content in the future. And click the notification bell so that you let YouTube know you want to see more of my stuff. Do it. Thanks again. Stay tuned. And always remember to Dokkan responsibly. Bye-bye. Part 2.